President-elect Donald Trump announced Friday, and this one was not a shock to me, Caroline Leavitt, is that how you say her last name? To be the new White House press secretary. Now, the reason why I thought this would be, and you guys might have heard me mention this in the past, was because she was already the White House, well, she was the press secretary for the Trump campaign. Usually, if you're the press secretary for the Trump campaign, you're going to roll into that role when he enters the White House. So this was not a shock, and she is good at her job. If you guys recall, I was giving these tips of she talks very fast, and sometimes when she talks very fast, you're going to lose the attention of the audience because they can't keep up, which is not a discredit to the audience. It's more or less when you're communicating with people, and I kind of fall into this trap myself, is your mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. And so you want to make sure that your mouth is keeping up with your mind, and you don't want to lose that train of thought that you have. So when you lose that train of thought that you have, it's game over, right? So you need to make sure that you're keeping up with your mind. Well, the problem with that is that you end up stumbling through your words. And that's what happens with me sometimes. I'm sure you guys seen it, where I won't even sometimes finish a word before I even move on to my next sentence or my next thought because my mind's going so fast. So one thing I think she could fix is she needs to slow down. And when she slows down, I think that's going to make her presence even that more powerful. She is really great. I don't want anybody to think that I'm hounding her by any means. She is phenomenal. And quite frankly, a YouTuber or an influencer or just some dude in his closet. You know, some of you might say, well, Brad, what do you know? You don't do it. You're right. But I do a lot of speaking for an hour every day on top of my normal job where I speak probably for 4 or 5 hours straight, teaching difficult concepts. When you slow down, it does show that you are in control. It shows that you know what you're talking about, and nobody's going to blame you for thinking about what you're going to say because, again, it shows that you're in control. This is a really good pick. I'm curious to see how she's going to perform. She has big shoes to fill because she's not Kayleigh McEnany, but that's how people are going to match her up against, and that's what we want to see. So regarding the White House press briefings here, she has an opportunity to restructure the room. Normally, you have the big outlets in front like NBC, ABC, CNN, Fox News. For some reason, the Associated Press was up front, right in the middle, always gets the first question. What I'm hearing rumors of is now that we saw legacy media has no skin in the game, nobody gives 2 bleeps about legacy media, that they're going to start putting in more like independent type media. So I'm talking like the Daily Wire, the Blaze, maybe Tim Pool, like things like that, like podcasters in the room, because that's where the voice is. That's where people are going to get their news. So there's some discussion about that taking place. And if somebody needs a White House correspondent, I mean, you got to pay me good money, right? I'm not cheap. Okay. I'm not cheap. I'm expensive, but I'll do the job. I will do the job. That's kind of the rumor mill, is that I think they're going to start bringing in some more like Daily Wire type people or the Blaze type people, like, you know, small people. I should say small, but you know what I mean. So that would be kind of nice, getting the news out that way.